Welcome back to Three Count, where this week a huge main event sees the son of Havoc, Matt Cross, go one-on-one with the former three-time GWF World Champion, Pascal Spouter. So a lumberjack match to start things out. And here come a group who have been causing trouble ever since this group was formed back in July 2016. But annoyingly, Group Anashi and Jem Kaplan now hold the Berlin Championship. Well, Jem Kaplan calls himself the Sultan of Wrestling, but Ali Aslan is certainly the mastermind behind Group Anashi, as he will be the first to tell you. So it is Group Anashi versus New Wave here in this lumberjack match. Kaplan going to go one-on-one with the hardcore Hungarian Dover. But both of these men's respective factions will surround the ring. And make no mistake about it, they will get their shots in if either man spills to the outside. Dover, one half of the tag team champions, the Arrows of Hungary, along with Icarus, sends the Volto, Chris Jokic, and Oliver Carter out here as well. Collectively, they are New Wave. So Dover making his way into the ring, and tensions already mounting between Group Anashi and New Wave. There might be as much action outside the ring as there is inside it here. If I was Kaplan or Dover, I'd have no interest whatsoever in going to that no man's land on the outside. Dave Bradshaw here at ringside for you to call this match, and of course our big main event we've got coming up for you later, as I said at the top of the show. Pascal Spouter and Matt Cross going to go one-on-one. Dover making sure he stays on the ring apron and doesn't go to the outside and into the clutches of that pack of wolves, Group Anashi. Well, Kaplan finds himself out there, surrounded by all 4 other members of New Wave. And a tense standoff between these guys as Kaplan eventually gets into the ring unscathed, but only temporarily unscathed because Dover catches him with that overhead throw. Dover lining up. Kaplan, oh, but Dover dragged out of the ring by Group Anashi. New Wave are out here to try and counter Group Anashi. As I said, the action very quickly spilling to the outside. Kaplan, an overhead suplex of his own. And say what you will about Kaplan, but he is put together, and Kaplan has found a way by hook or by crook to cling on to that Berlin title in every title defense he's had so far. Oh, big right hand from Dover, and now look at this, New Wave unloading on Kaplan. Oh, Anashi, Group Anashi are in there. Well, they shouldn't be in the ring. Well, there's a brawl here between, it's a 10-man brawl. Well, security are trying to get involved. This one is broken down entirely. It's supposed to be a lumberjack match. And you've got to wonder, how long can you keep these two groups apart? Our event stewards are trying their best to do that, but this is absolute chaos. We expected, I guess, an element of uncertainty, having so many combustible elements out here, but this one has broken down in record time. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Well, Group Anashi and New Wave finally separated, but I very much assume that this match has been thrown out. Yeah, it has. There you go. There's the bell. Utter carnage here. Yeah, the match declared a no contest as Group Anashi and New Wave going to war here on 3 count. Well, that means knock Ali down, and that is what the crowd have been chanting at Ali Aslan throughout. Aslan saying, I think he said he'll knock every one of New Wave down by himself, but maybe that's a thread he's going to leave for another day. New Wave left standing in the middle of the ring here after that match between Jem Kaplan and Dover descended into absolute chaos. Gang warfare here between New Wave and Group Anashi. Well, here comes one of the more unique characters in GWF. He is the loserweight champion. Well, Benji, we've seen him on 3 count already twice this season, and unfortunately for all you Benji fans out there, he hasn't had very much success. Emphatic defeats at the hands of Murat AK and Pascal Spouter. And goodness knows what our matchmaker, Crazy Sexy Mike, has in store for the loserweight champion, this ongoing grudge from our matchmaker. Benji was the winner of Who's Next, but the question for him this week on 3 Count is who's next for him here in Berlin? Oh, really? Well, come on. You talk about a mismatch. I cannot believe that Crazy Sexy Mike, our matchmaker, is going to make It's Benji take on the Lion King. This is cruel and unusual punishment. As this, quite honestly, superstar, Tarkan Aslan, with this incredible charismatic aura surrounding him, enters the ring. At Battlefield, he was so close to being a world champion. But even though he doesn't have the championship gold, the fans still love him. Well, Tarkan Aslan may feel that he should be the GWF World Champion, as I say. Felt he had Chris Colan beaten at Battlefield back in September. And it's Benji moved out of the way as Aslan charged at him. It's Benji, the loserweight champion. He's going to try and send Aslan charging across the ring, but Aslan putting the brakes on, and Aslan, oh my. Right, forearm is a headbutt from Aslan. Aslan with a boot to the midsection. We're seeing an aggressive side. Look at that stomp. The curb stomp by Tarkan Aslan. An aggressive side of Tarkan Aslan we're seeing here. Oh my goodness. Just booting Benji is... it's like he's trying to hurt this young man. Now, you do wonder what is going on with Tarkan Aslan. We saw him a couple of weeks. Oh, God, look at the stomp. Oh, my God, this is hard to watch. We saw him a couple of weeks ago. Oh, my God. Again, it's Cash Money Erkan when Erkan collapsed. Aslan showed no mercy then. He's showing none here either. He's going to give this kid a fractured skull if he's not careful. This is a utterly heartless side of Tarkan Aslan that I'm not sure I entirely like. Aslan picks up It's Benji. Aslan, tombstone pile driver. And the Lion King will put Benji out of his misery. A brutal and short performance by Tarkan Aslan. Starting with that forearm to the head and then the headbutt. And following that curb stomp to Benji. Just repeated attacks to the cranium, to the skull of the loserweight champion. A devastating tombstone pile driver. Benji going completely limp. And this ultra aggressive side of Tarkan Aslan continuing to rear its head this week on 3 Count. Well, this is tough to see because there has been some very serious and let's hope not permanent damage done to It's Benji here by Tarkan Aslan, and Benji is going to have some very serious medical attention because of the actions of the Lion King. Well, we send our best wishes to Benji, but in any case, it is main event time. The Son of Havoc has been quite the feature on this season of 3 Count. Former Berlin champion, of course. Had a couple of tremendous victories. Looking for another one against the former 3-time world champion. And we last saw Matt Cross 3 weeks ago. He was victorious in a fatal 4-way match against Senza Volto, El Fantasmo and Chris Jokic. We're going to follow it up with another victory here. But it is a tough proposition facing Matt Cross, the star of Berlin, the German heavyweight, Pascal Spauter. Well, you would think because he's from here, he'd be a hometown hero, but such is the disdain that Pascal Spauter has for the crowd that is not the case, and the feeling of animus is very much mutual. These people do not like Pascal Spauter whatsoever. Spouter, the former 3-time champion, couldn't make it 4 times at Revenge. And as we saw last week on this program, he is continuing to have his problems with Lucky Kid and with John Bad Bones Klinger. We now know that those 3 men will face off against each other at GWF Legacy on November the 3rd. That show, plus Revenge, plus all of our other great shows available on our on-demand service, wearegwf.com. And if you want to be there in person, tickets and merchandise available at our other website, our main website, gwf-wrestling.com. Spouter and Cross, main event. Bell rings, we're underway, and here comes Cross, the son of Havoc, quick out of the gates. Cross gonna try and take Spouter by surprise so that superior power can't bear any fruit for Spouter. Cross got caught though, and that is what he can't afford to do. He's holding him like a rag doll, like he's a child, is Spouter. Cross was able to take him down, and that is exactly what Cross needs to do. That speed, that agility is what got him here, and that's what may take him to victory, if anything will, against Spouter. It's a big boot, though, from Spouter right into the heart of the son of Havoc, and Spouter now will put the boot in to Matt Cross. Spouter taking control, slowing things down, and sends Cross face first into the turnbuckle pad. Spouter making sure he bends the rules but doesn't break them. That's the kind of strategy that, whether you like it or not from an ethical perspective, has taken him to 3 world titles. And Spouter looking strong heading into that triple threat match at Legacy. Already shaping up to be an absolutely incredible show is Legacy, as Spouter with authority sends Cross hard into the corner, as well as that triple threat match featuring Spouter and Klinger and Lucky Kid. That's happening at Legacy as well. Again, you can watch it all on wearegwf.com. And Spouter is trying to convince the crowd to give him the response he wants. All the time, by the way. Applying pressure to the back of the neck of Cross. And following up with a clubbing blow to the same part of the body. Cross kicks out of the subsequent pin attempt at 2. Spouter will pick Cross up again. Big elbow into the side of the head from the Star of Berlin. Follows it up with a charge into the corner, but that was maybe ill-advised as Cross gets the elbow up into the face of Spouter. Blocks another elbow, does Cross. And, didn't block that one, though. Spouter with full force. That nearly 300-pound frame of Spouter. Very much the heavyweight. Literally and figuratively is Pascal Spouter. Spouter now. The chin lock applied. Smart move by Spouter. It gives him a chance to get his breath back while affording no such luxury to his opponent. Switches into a lateral press for a 2 count. And Spouter clearly in control heading into that big match against Lucky Kid and John Bad Bones Klinger. You know, it's very well documented that triple threat matches are not exactly Pascal Spouter's forte. Oh, wow. Sent to the outside by Cross. Spouter has lost the world title on 2 of his 3 occasions as champion via triple threat match. He's in danger of losing this match to Matt Cross as Cross launches between the top and middle rope. He's going to do it a second time as well. And Spouter suddenly is in trouble here. Almost unanimous support for the Son of Havoc in his efforts to take down Pascal Spouter. And now Cross is going to head up to the top here. Oh, wow. Pin attempt by Cross and a kick out again by Spouter. Matt Cross is 37 years old. He's a 17-year veteran. Used to be a competitive gymnast as well before his career in pro wrestling took priority. And he was awarded the Best High Flyer Award in AAA in Mexico back in 2017, which shows you something of the caliber of this man's acrobatic antics. But Spouter's grabbed him here in midair. Spouter's looking for the Spouter slam, I think. The victory roll, double foot stomp. And Cross lands on top of him. Can Cross steal one from Spouter? No, he can't, because Spouter gets out on 2.5. Real clash of styles, a clash of personalities here between Pascal Spouter and Matt Cross, but it's making for a fascinating main event on this week's Free Count as we move ever closer to our biggest show of the year. We've talked about it throughout the show. GWF Legacy coming up on November 3rd. Cross will go for the cross body. He gets caught by Spouter again. And Spouter will try for the Spouter slam. This time he nails it. The cover. Will that be enough? No, it won't. And no one is more surprised by that than Pascal Spouter. Spouter is a man who's driven by his own self-confidence, all of which means he needs to keep up a winning streak heading into Legacy. Facing Lucky Kid on his own would be a huge challenge. Facing Klinger on his own would be a challenge. Facing both at the same time is going to be a hell of a challenge as Spouter goes for the that's a wrap on Cross. Cross, though, trying to pick up the huge Spouter on his shoulders. There's a cutter. The cutter by Cross. The cover. And no. Kick out on 2 by Spouter. But that is the second or third time now that Matt Cross has come close to putting away the German heavyweight. Both men down in what has been a superb main event on this week's Free Count. Referee has a count on and he's up to 7, but Cross has rolled to the outside, which will break up the count. Well, hang on though. Spouter is, I think, inadvertently put himself in a very bad part of town here because Cross is going to the top. Maybe looking for that death from above, that corkscrew 450 splash, or will it be the shooting star? It is the shooting star. No one there. Cross rolls through. There's a drop kick and a big one from Spouter. And now Spouter Looking for the that's a wrap. Cross will counter. Cross with a roll up. Cross, can he get him? Oh, no. Cross was remarkably close to getting it done. There's a big clothesline from Spouter. Nearly takes the head off of the Son of Havoc. There's the that's a wrap from Spouter. Spouter with the cover, and Spouter marches on towards Legacy. Well, Pascal Spouter took all that Matt Cross could hand him in this main event, and Cross on a couple of occasions looked like he might pull off the upset against the much bigger man. This pair of torpedo-like dives between the top and middle ropes, and the Spouter slam wasn't enough to put away Cross. Cross couldn't quite lift up Spouter, so he improvised, hit the cutter for a near fall. That one didn't quite put Spouter away, but it was as close as Cross would get, because after that huge clothesline from Spouter, that's a wrap. Took Matt Cross almost out of his boots. And Pascal Spouter with a victory that will have been watched very, very closely by his opponents on November 3rd, Lucky Kid and John Bad Bones Klinger. We'll see you next week.